Hi, I'm Rick Rusaw. I'm the pastor at LifeBridge Christian Church in Longmont, Colorado, and it really is an honor to get to share just a few minutes. You know, we really have seen some significant changes going on. The landscape in America as it relates to the church, hasn't it? And all of us as leaders are trying to figure out what to do and how to navigate those waters. One of the challenges I think we've had is a shift in the question that I think we ought to be asking. You know, for a long time now, at kind of the church growth movement, we've been asking the question, how can we be the best church in the community? And of course, as a leader, I certainly want us to do things well. That question was, how can we have the best worship, the best children's ministry, the best student stuff? And we certainly want to do things with excellence. Elton Trueblood said one time, holy shoddy is still shoddy. But somehow that question led us to this kind of consumer thing we've had going on, kind of chasing after people, trying to figure out how to best meet their needs. And I certainly want to be a church that grows and meets people's needs. One of the questions we've been asking over the last several years is this: how can we be the best church for the community? And that's an entirely different question for us. It has a whole different set of answers. It changes how we look at our facilities and our ministries. It starts with looking at our community. What's going on around us? What are the needs? How do we engage those needs? How do we get connected in? Not from a marketing perspective, but from actually trying to have influence. Because here's what I think has happened to us, not intentionally, maybe accidentally. Over the last 6 or 7 decades, I describe it this way. We didn't like what was going on in front of the church, the stream that was going by the front door. It was getting murky and muddy and chunks of stuff floating in it. And so what have we done as a Christian culture? We kind of created a parallel stream up behind the church, like this. We didn't like what was happening in business organizations, so we started our own Christian business organizations. We didn't like what was happening in politics. We started our own political movement. We didn't like what was going on in the public schools, so we started our own schools. And in essence, what we've done is disengage, maybe as an overstatement. We didn't like what was happening in the public schools, so we took the Christian kids and the Christian teachers and Christian parents and Christian lunchroom staff and coaches and we started our own place. And in essence, we said to the public schools, go to hell. Now, I realize that's a little bit of an overstatement, and there are hundreds of reasons why we would have our own school. But what we have done inadvertently is we've lost our ability to influence or engage or connect in our public schools or in our culture. We've had this huge disconnect going on. Gallup poll recently said that 66% of Americans would make or agree with this statement, that they find that the church has little or no value in helping them find meaning or purpose in life. And so I think the challenge for us is to get engaged in our community, to look for ways to get plugged into the stream that goes by the front door. And so whether the language is being externally focused or missional or incarnational living or servant's heart, I do believe there's a God-sized movement happening around the world that invites us to get in the stream that goes by the front door. That's inconvenient. It gets dirty sometimes. We certainly don't have all the answers. But I believe God is calling the church back to service, to finding ways to plug in, to create relationships, to create opportunities, and for us to get engaged in what's happening. Not to be the best church in the community, but to be the best church for the community. Thanks for letting me share.